Doctor Who Flux Chapter 2 War of the Sontarans, the second episode of Series 13, is written by Chris Chibnall and starring Jodie Whittaker, Mandip Gill and John Bishop. So this introduces the Temple of Atropos on the planet Time and an end to Yasmin Khan's largely unwritten solo travels with the Doctor. So after the cliffhanger where the Flux was coming towards the Doctor, Dan and Yaz in the TARDIS, they found themselves waking up in the battleground 1855 with the dead soldiers lying around. So Mary confronted the TARDIS team, calling them vultures, as she thinks they stole items from the dead soldiers. Sarah Powell plays Mary Seacole, who's from Jamaica. She's a hotelier, boarding housekeeper, Authorworld, travel nurse, and known for assistance to sick and wounded military personnel. During Crimean War, she gives off great performance. I love the bit where Sontaran Commander Skak was riding on a horse. I thought it looked pretty cool. We never see Sontarans doing it until this episode, which I thought it was really cool. And a Sontaran army singing Sonta Ha. Nice callback from the Sontaran stratagem and Poison Sky two-parter. Sonta! It was pretty interesting where this episode opens with the Doctor looks at an old house in black and white. As Vinda woke up, the priest Triangle asked him if he can repair. Nigel Lambert voiced Priest Triangle, the small sentient crystalline pyramids with capacity to fly. They were assigned to maintain the Temple of Atropos and Maury. I thought that pretty cool. Meanwhile, Yaz and Dan disappeared as the history was rewritten. Dan woke up in the Liverpool in his time and noticed his house was gone. There's a brilliant scene where he's outrunning Sontarans. So Dan is saved by his parents, Eileen and Neville Lewis. And I thought Sue Jenkins and Paul Broughton are so good. Those three guys are so funny together. I love the fact that Neville discovered Sontaran's weakness is hit the probic vent on the back of the neck. So Dan investigates a Sontaran ship. Yaz appeared in the temple and met Vinda after briefly meeting Joseph Williamson. So they captured by the Ravagers. Meanwhile, after the Doctor couldn't get into the TARDIS, as the doors are gone, she sees on the map where a country that was supposed to be Russia was called Sonta. According to Mary and Logan, it was always there, but they can sort of remember Russia, however. Gerald Kidd plays General Logan, who's in charge of the Light Division in the British Army during the Crimean War. He's brilliant in this. The Doctor tried to stop him from fighting with Sontarans, but he doesn't listen. So the Doctor sees Seville, a Sontaran, tied up with the bandage around his head. So the Doctor said she would reveal the whereabouts of herself if he would convince Skak of a parley with her. So Seville did, after he was set free but was executed by Skak. It was great to have Dan Starkey back as a Sontaran, who previously played Strax in the Moffat era. He's funny as a Sontaran. Jonathan Watson plays Skak, and Riskor, the Sontaran commanders. I thought he nailed it. And of course the Sontarans are redesigned, as normally they wear blue suits throughout the Revival era. I thought the black and silver suit looked pretty cool. They're pretty badass, and also pretty funny at the same time, which is why I love the Sontarans. Also because I have nostalgia for them. So the Doctor confronts Skak about the Flux.
Take your hat off, mate! On second thoughts, put it back on!
I love the fact that he mentioned Commander Lynx, a Sontaran that appeared in The Time Warrior, the debut of the Sontarans during John Pertwee's Third Doctor run, which is cool. And of course Logan came holding the Doctor at gunpoint and got his guard to escort the Doctor away. So the war happens, the Doctor uses the Phoenician Aikido to put the guard to sleep for many hours. Again, Jodie Whittaker is amazing as the 13th Doctor. We learn that Sontarans are not responsible for the Flux. The Doctor and Mary went on the Sontaran ship and talked to Dan on the comm. So the Doctor tells Dan to do whatever he can do to stop the time ship fleet from taking off. Ritzgor came in and so the communicator hangs up. Dan has no idea what to do, and it was so funny that Dan was like, I'm just lost, and fooled him that his commander was there so he can knock him out with a pan.
How'd you like that, eh? Pan-fried Sontaran.
But then 4 more Sontarans came, but luckily saved by Carvinister. I love their chemistry. They do hate each other, but love each other at the same time. It's very entertaining. The effects on Sontaran ships is well done, so they both escape through the garbage tube like Star Wars. So the Doctor forced Skak and Sontaran troops to evacuate, so they did, but sadly Logan blowing them all up. The Doctor wasn't happy about it. It's pretty funny that Dan called Carvinister Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? We got some work to do now.
Pity that he didn't call him Chewbacca. The Doctor and Dan arrived in the Temple of Atropos, where the Ravagers are. Yaz and Vinda are tied up with Morai face markings. Brilliant makeup. Sir Swarm snaps his fingers at Yaz, which leads into a cliffhanger.
Tell me what you want.
All in good time.
Which is like a classic era style. Nice. I really enjoyed this episode. Nice to get another Sontaran episode. What did you think of War of the Sontarans? Let me know in the comments down below. If you excuse me, I'm going to batter some potatoes with this pan. Thanks for watching, people. I'll see you in the next video.